Welcome to Deep Conversation Podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Ryan Stewart, and today I'm here with my guy, man. It's big time DJ, man. EJay, man.
Yes, sir. EJay the DJ. What it do? What it does? What it does? What it do? What up, though?
Yeah, yeah. I want to start from the beginning with you, man. Where you was born, and talk a little bit about your upbringing and
New York City, the Bronx, the mega of hip hop. I started humbly beginnings, grinding. I always wanted the opportunity to be a businessman. I wanted to be a businessman, and I wanted to be in the music. Coming up, I was inspired by seeing young black men make money as friends. Rockefeller was really inspired me to grow. I seen Dame, I see Biggs, I see a Jay-Z. I see all of them doing their thing, 825 West 50th Street. That's where it all started at for me. Started on the Rockefeller Street team, and I seen that chemistry was like, this is dope. The energy is like, yo, these black hood dudes that's getting to it, and they get into it legally. And it was inspiring from what I normally seen in the streets. I seen the person that was girl fight with the drug dealers. They had all the money. Yep. So me was just like, I wanted something different with my life, and the opportunity presented itself with Rockefeller. That little sparked my interest in music and entertainment, and I started growing consistently in the music business and growing. And then the opportunity presented itself one day when I went to college, and I went to start a radio. And then the radio sparked my interest to start a fire, and now I'm a DJ, and I'm back on radio, and I'm doing what I got to do to handle my business. But it all started in the Bronx, New York City.
Yeah. See, now I want to. It's funny, when did you? You said you were sitting there and you was around there, seeing all them, and we all know now that, I mean, they were different. Rockefeller was different. I mean, you had very intelligent business minds, like in one group. So how, seeing that stuff, for you, and then like you said, you kind of moved on to different things. When did you realize, that you wanted to make DJing and stuff a career for you?
When I got to college, that was later on, and I always was on radio. A lot of people like my voice, like my charisma, like the energy that I brought, like the questions that I asked, but I wanted more. One of my friends called me one time. He was a flight attendant at the time. He said, "Yo, I got a station out here." I forgot what state he was in. He said that they wanted DJ and the personality. So I only fit the criteria as a personality, not the DJ part. And we had a long conversation, and he was like, they want somebody that they could pay one time for 2 jobs. And I only could do a host. I wasn't a DJ at the time. So I just sat down and thought about it like, yo, this makes more sense to me to DJ. And I was around DJs, and I said, I want an opportunity to grow and learn. And when the opportunity presented itself, I just got my equipment. I went on YouTube, and I learned. And I got my first gig was like one of my little cousins called me, got me my first gig, and I DJed for like 8 hours for like a little bit to nothing. And I would just start EJay the DJ, and I would just started a brand, and I fell in love with it. I love the fact that I control the narrative. I control how I make you feel. I can either make you have fun, make you go in memory lane. I control the environment. I like that control as far as DJ and music. Like the DJ controls the party, controls the narrative. That's what I wanted to do, and that's the way I got to learn the crowd and learn the energy, because sometimes people go to the parties and clubs because they got so much going on in their real life. They just want to go drink and unwind. And my goal is to create that environment for them to drink and unwind and understand themselves.
I got a couple friends that I'm from Delaware, so I got a couple friends that are DJs, and I talk to them from time to time. And before I was getting interview you, I had got to talking to them, and I had asked them, and I'm gonna ask you too. It's talking to them. They say sometimes DJing, I mean, it can take a real mental, like a mental and physical toll on you, because obviously the traveling and different hours and all that kind of stuff. But one of my friends, he said, he was like, sometimes, like, just like you said, that's why it made me think of the question. You was like, he said, it's almost like an addiction, you know what I mean? That you can, the way that you can control the crowd, and it's, you can just look out in the audience and see what people need. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he was like, he said, and everybody's, happy and, everything. He said, but how does that make you feel? Knowing that you can do all of that.
Oh, it makes me feel like Superman. Like I love
Yeah.
that energy. It's like I done been in the club one time, and you see somebody, you identify with people. What really gives me gratitude is when I was DJing at a party one night, and they inboxed me after the fact and said, "Joe, you did a great job. I was going through a lot. I needed to hear that. And you put me through memory lane." Or I walked up the club and everybody said, "You did a fantastic job. Thank you." Or I did parties and the family be like, "Yo, you really brought me back to an age." Or I see older family or older couple that say, "Yo, I remember that when I first met this young lady." So my goal is to bring
Wow.
you back to a memory lane. So say like, all right, like if you hear like a Big song, I want you to think about where was you at when you first heard the song? What was you doing? And that brings you back. And if I can play that the right song at the right time, it gives you that essence of saying, "Yo, I remember this." So it's more like a reminiscence, like, "Oh, what is this dope?"
Yeah.
That was the idea that I wanted to create. That's the idea I want to create going forward with anything I do.
And I kind of want to move because you were talking about your you being on the radio. So
Yes, yes.
you're the what is it, the
Uh,
executive?
the executive music director for FUBU Radio. So pretty much what I do is I work with independent artists and mainstream artists, and I bring artists and I put them on the station. So my job is to find music. So if you're an
Mm,
artist, if you're an independent artist, you got some dope music. My goal is to find you first and put you in rotation. That's what we
mm-hmm,
do over here. So FUBU is for you, for us, by us. So the
mm-hmm,
main goal for it is to find music that I can identify with the demographic. So if I
mm-hmm.
find a dope track that I like before it hits mainstream radio, I'm gonna grab that immediately. And I'm gonna throw that on the station and bump it up. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I give new artists an opportunity to put on FUBURadio.com, put them on the website. Highlight them. Help them build their brand. The goal is how do I help them take their level, take their career to another level.
Now, have you found yourself you I'm gonna say you being the music director at at FUBU, I know you got a lot of sponsors and affiliates and stuff that's coming your way with that. Have you ever sat down and just said to yourself, "It's like this is the shit right here that I want to do"?
Yeah, all the time. Like, I be in real conversations. Every day be a dope conversation, and I'm with phenomenal people, and I'm learning every day. Like, yo, I could really do big stuff. They just
Yeah.
knowing how to put it together. Like, I got a lot of events I'm working on now. I just had a powerful meeting yesterday. I don't really want to talk too much about it because the deal not finalized. But if
Mm-hmm.
once we lock in this deal, it's gonna be like a phenomenal event that I'm gonna do. It's gonna be like something we starting in Atlanta, and I'm gonna take it to New York, and I'm gonna take it really, really around. So it's a great opportunity to show like my ideas, and it feel good to have an idea and to present it in front of somebody, and they like it and they interested in it. So now it's about bringing it to life.
It's crazy. When I started this podcast, I didn't. I knew what I wanted to do. I had an idea, but I had thoughts in my head. I'm like, I wonder if people gonna like what I got to say, or I wonder if people gonna think that it's interesting. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And now, and the same with you, with the DJ and stuff, and all the avenues that open up for you.
Yeah.
Looking back on EJay as a kid, right, and now looking at EJay today, what has life taught him?
To be humble and speak up for what you want. You got to be humble and speak up for what you want. You got to believe in yourself, because the closed mouth don't get fed, and being too arrogant don't get you far. But being humble gets you in the right places. Knowledge is power. So I would say you got to know what you want and understand what you want, because anybody can know the end result, but you really got to know how to get there. You got to know how to navigate there, because through the end result, there's going to be obstacles and trials and tribulations. But can you weather the storm to get to that end result is the question.
Damn. what would you all the music and stuff now, what is some music, like what have you been listening to recently?
I like party music, man. I ain't gonna lie, I like the party. So my main goal is to have fun. So I listen to a lot of, like, I just moved to Atlanta, so the music for me is like I'm learning all over again. So I'm learning Atlanta music, and a lot of people will say it's not a difference, but it is a difference, because out here they got more album cuts, they got more B-list tracks, that you never heard of before. They got more artists out here that's underground, but that's really mainstream out here. So artists out here that's not popping in New York City are popping out here. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there is a great thing. And a lot of artists that's popping, like there's an artist right now called Finesse Two Times. His song is coming up on the charts really, really good. I like his music. His music is dope. I feel the pain in his voice. Another girl is called Big Boss Vet. She's coming out real strong right now out in Louisiana, but you hear how out here in Atlanta. So it's so many artists out here that's really growing. So it's now I'm learning that from New York. Like a lot of New York artists that's new, they don't make it that far to Atlanta. Some artists make it far, some artists don't make it, and it's interesting to see. So right now I'm listening to the music that's really dope. I like the party music. I go to the club and I want to hear music that people's partying to, having a good time to. That's the main thing I'm learning right now. How can we have fun? I don't care about really like the trap music out here is real good. I'm not really a big fan of drill music.
Yeah,
I'm getting more into it, but that's more like death music in my opinion. But I like the good drill music, like pick up the Fario Foreign. He got some dope drill music. A lot of dope drill artists out here. But some of the tracks I'm not really a big fan of, but most of them I am.
Mm-hmm. What you mentioned you moving down to Atlanta. What's some goals for you? Going into the end of 2022 and then into 2023.
Right now, my biggest goal is working on my EP right now. Working on an EP project. That's really something I didn't think I was ever going to do. But I'm sitting down with some producers right now. We negotiating some terms, looking at some artists that I like, and I'm seeing what we can do together. Working on that. That's one of my biggest goals right now. I want to do either a big concert or a festival. Something I want to really work on as the EJay the DJ brand. And it's building a solid team for right now. That's like my short-term goal. But overall, I want to get on FM radio, like a real big platform. But I want to do it in a small town. I want to do it like in Wichita, Kansas. I want to do it somewhere like Wyoming. I want to do it somewhere where the music is not big, but it's nothing to do. And I be that fun. When you see my name, I want it to be attached to fun entertainment. I can't wait to do this because he's here. I know he's going to shake it up.
And you know what? And in spaces like that word of mouth gets out quick. And then it's gonna ooze out of that small town so quick. And then next thing you know, you gonna be out there in the whole Midwest, man.
That's the goal. That's the goal. My goal is for them to call me. That's why I say I gotta work strategic. So everything I'm doing is strategic right now. Picking the team members that I'm working with, strategic. Going to events, strategic. The main thing is just building my network up. That's more important to me than anything else, because your network determines who know who. More people I know that can help me, I can help them. I could grow, but I can't do nothing without knowing people. So that's what it's really about. It's about my network, and knowing people.
Have you ever had any experiences that, I think everybody took L's, in things that they've done, but have you ever had any experiences, like you were saying, building your team? But
yeah, definitely. I built a lot of teams, and a lot of times it didn't go right. Everybody just didn't. Building a team is not easy because you're dealing with personalities, and with different personalities, and you don't have a large budget. Everybody want to get paid salary because most people are used to salary instead of understanding how to generate income, and that's kind of the hard part when you're dealing with different people and growing with people. Sometimes you deal with people. Life happens. Now it's my job as a leader to figure out how can I generate the income to make everybody happy, to grow everybody. That's the hardest part. But once I understand that now, I'm in a better space now. I understand more now as being a leader is how do I create opportunities for everybody around me? That's my main goal. I learned how to put myself last. I can put myself first and make sure I'm good first. No, I can't do it that way. I make sure everybody around me is good, and then I take what's left. Because if they good, they're gonna keep working and accumulating more funds and growing the business. And I take for myself last. And then eventually, once that keep working out consistently, and then it'll trickle down to being big money as a whole, and we all eat as a whole as a family. Because then I could go out and get that bigger deal later on.
See, that right there, you just saying that right there lets me know that the things you're doing is gonna work and they're working. You know what I mean? Because earlier you said it's the one thing that you learned about yourself was just remaining humble. And then now later on, just now you just said, I learned to put myself last. People Do not do that. You know what I mean? So that right there lets me know that you've been through a lot of situations that even could be hurtful and could have left some scars. You know what I mean? Because
yes, it has.
Yeah.
It has.
Yep.
I had some good people around me, and you know,
Yeah.
I lost them because I didn't know no better. I thought I was doing good, but I really wasn't. I was really hurting the situation because I was unknowledgeable. But I realized in life, you got to go through the traumas and trials and tribulations. Like I learned how to weather the storm now. Now I can say I'm humble enough to say, okay, cool, no problem. As long as my team is good, I'll be okay. I'll figure out a way because this is my brain. But if everybody good around me is going to get them to keep moving that ball, keep going forward, keep going hard. Because everybody want to get compensated. Everybody want to feel appreciative. So I had to understand that.
Yep. And I think that's just natural human nature. If you do for other people, they are going to make sure that you end up good. You know what I'm saying? So look, man, you it's gonna work. You know what I mean? It's just even just when we got on this Zoom, just the energy, just from the jump. You see what I'm saying? It's just like it was just a genuine, just a natural, just, you know what I'm saying? And that comes from you being out in spaces all the time with people, and you just learning those things.
I also believe this is God's speed. You know, I'm here for a reason. Just getting here, everything aligned for me the right way. And I just feel like this is all God's speed and this is all God's plan. I learned. That's why I said I pray. You know, I ask God for guidance, understanding, and wisdom. Because if you don't, it can get tricky out here. This is a business. At the end of the day, there's no friendships in business. You got to be strong. You got to be a shark. This is my clothing line too. The Shark Attack brand. So you got to be a shark out here. I'm a shark on land. So I look at myself as a shark. I got to be strong. I got to be efficient. I got to understand. I got to see everything. I got to see it before it happens. I got to be able to identify the signs before it even happens. Some people can't do that. That's why I said, like, I got to be a leader. I don't like the term CEO, because CEO just seems like I'm in charge. No, I'm not in charge. I'm a leader. So I got to lead my team and make the best decision for my team, but not for me.
I think in groups and teams, when you're building a brand, I actually know a lot of people get caught up in those titles. Like you said, with the CEO, it's like, no, I got an idea. I think of y'all high enough. I think highly enough of y'all to come to y'all with this idea and let's build this thing together. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, well, I'm the CEO, so this goes like this, or this gonna be like this. You got to do it like this, and next thing you know, all that shit is crumbling, man.
All that shit crumbled down. Yeah. Nobody want to work. You got because you got to look at the 97%. It's the 3% and then it's 97%. If 3% of the people are CEOs, 97% of people are working for people, you got to listen to them and hear them talk. People don't want to work for nobody. They want to feel like they can control the narrative. Yeah. And me personally, I don't like to micromanage nobody. I like to sit down with people that know what they're doing because it's an easy conversation. We can grow from there. I don't like to tell you what to do. I don't want to do that back and forth. But what I can do is help you, like, all right, you know how to do this? This is your job. Let me know when it's done. Let's review it and let's move forward. I hate micromanaging people because if I micromanage you, then I don't need you because I can do it myself.
Wow. That's deep too. No, yeah, that's for real. Let's talk about some of the I want you to shout out some of your affiliates and sponsors, either whether they be from that you work with, either from the past or the present now.
Shout out to FUBU Radio. I work with them right now. They give me the opportunity to do my thing Saturdays and Sundays from 6 to 10. Shout out to Radio. That's the platform we broadcast through. Audacity. Also Team Titan DJs as well. I'm working with them right now, like they doing their thing. Shout out to PM Events. Pretty Montana. I'm working with her as well as my publicist. She's coming up in the game. Working with my boy named Frank. One of my management team. Gish Designs. He do all my flyers. Dope designs. Create all my logos and everything. Shout out to Vakila. Worked with them in the past. I'm still working with them. Got a good relationship with them. Shout out to my boy Anthony. Vakila Wine and Spirits. They're the first black-owned company to have tequila in the vodka mix. It's a Vakila. Just been grinding. There's so many people. I don't want to forget nobody. Like, but those are the main people I'm working with right now. Like, I'm currently we just building up. This is my clothing brand. The Shark Attack brand. As part of the E collection that I'm working on right now. I work with a water as well. But I don't want to say their names right now because we didn't really get that thing solidified. But shout out to the water company I'm working with. Like we got a lot of stuff brewing up, but for the most part, it been a grind. It been a healthy grind.
Mm-hmm. Where can everybody reach, get to you on social media and your handles?
Oh, you could just find me at I am EJay the DJ. That's IAMEJAYTHE DJ.com. Social media, I am EJay the DJ. Everything I am EJay the DJ. You can just Google my name. I am EJay the DJ. IAMEJAYTHE DJ. Instagram. So and just Google my name. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop up, and you're gonna see me working. I'm in the clubs out here. Friday, like tomorrow, Friday night, I'm in Dave Lounge in Alpharetta. I'm back and forth in New York City, so I be working with clubs in New York City as well. So I'm a little bit everywhere. You need me, I'm there.
Yeah, and I'm tell you, you sitting in this Tesla, out that background dope as shit through those suburbs. Because as you talking, man, airplanes and shit is going by. I'm like, this is crazy.
Oh yeah. I think panorama right here.
Yeah, and it's that thing. It's we're gonna stay connected, man, because we're gonna network together. When I come down to, I want to be coming down to Atlanta. I've been to Atlanta twice, but I want to start coming down there more. And I'm gonna hit you up, man. I'm gonna shout you out too when I'm on my way down there. See if we can link up.
Anything you need from me? Anything you need from me, bro? Anything you need from me? I appreciate it for real.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man, for jumping on my podcast with me.
No, thank you.
You're on YouTube, baby.